In this lecture, we are going to develop a calculator app in the Applab on code.org. So first of all, we are going to start with designing the app. For that, we need to come on this design panel. So let's start defining the component on this screen. So the first thing that we are going to define is the input box, right, where we can see the result. Let's expand it a little bit. Fine. Now just below this input box, I would like to define couple of buttons. So let's define the first button over here. And I'm going to change the text which is getting reflected right on the top of this button. So I'm changing it to 1 for now. Okay, and let's change the ID of this button to 1. These are a couple of themes you are going to come across when you will hit this drop down over here. Let's select one of these themes. Okay, so I'm going for this theme, right? Area 51. Now I am going to create some copies of this button which I have placed over here. So for doing that, let's make it active first. So I'm done with selecting this button, and now I'm going to press Ctrl and C for copying this button. Let's press Ctrl and V for creating a copy of this button, right? And I am going to place it right next to this button 1. Let's rename the ID of this button to 2, and the text which I would like to get reflected on this button is 2. Similarly, we are going to create another button, and let's keep it over here, and I'm going to rename the ID of this button to 3, and let's change the text also to 3, and let's place it somewhere in between these two buttons. I think now it is looking good. Yeah. So I'm going to repeat the same steps again. Let's copy this button, create a duplicate, and let's place it right below this button 1. Now I am going to change the ID of this fourth button to 4, and the text I would like to get reflected over here on this button is 4. Done with that. Created a copy of this fourth button, placing it right below this button 2, and changing the ID of this button to 4. Not 4, 5. Let's change the text also to 5. Copying this button, creating a duplicate, and placing it right below this button 3. Okay. Then we need to change the ID to 6, and the text I would like to get reflected over here on this button is 6. Done with making the required changes. Let's create one more copy and place it right below this button 4. So now I'm going to change the ID of this button to 7, and the text should be 7. Okay, now let's create a copy of this button, and I'm going to place it right next to this button 7. Okay, yeah, it is looking good. So let's now change the text and ID of this button to 8. Done with making the required changes. Let's create another copy and place it right below this button 6. And here I'm going to change the ID to 9, and the text should also be 9. Right. I'm going to place this copy over here right in the bottom. Change the ID to 0, and the text I would like to get reflected on this button is 0. Okay, now it's time to define the buttons with which we are going to make some mathematical calculations. So the first one is going to be addition. Okay, and the text I would like to get reflected on this button is this, a plus sign. Fine, and I need to place it right below this button 7. Okay, so now it is looking great. Let's repeat the same step and define the buttons for the rest of the three operations too, that is divide, multiply and subtraction. So this one is going to be for division, and let's replace this text also with this sign. Yeah. Now I am going to create an instance of this button. Let's place it over here. Okay. Okay, let's change the ID of this button to multiply. So this button we will be using for multiplying two numbers, right? And now let's define a button which is going to help us in finding out the difference of two numbers. So I am renaming it to difference, and here I need to change the text to this, right? So I'm done with almost defining everything on this beautiful screen. Now let's define a button for the assignment operator also. So I'm going to define it right next to this 0. Let's replace it with a sign, and here I am going to replace the text with equal to sign. Let's have one more button on this platform with which we can eliminate everything which is going to get reflected over here in this input box. So I am changing the ID of this button to AC, and let's change the text also to AC. Right. Now, okay, so we are done with designing the screen for the calculator app. Now let's start coding these components. So I am going to make use of two different variables over here in this workspace. So for defining the variables, let's make use of this block, which you can easily find in this variable section of the toolbox. So I'm going to put it right on the top over here. I'm going to initialize this variable with this value 0. Okay. Now let's copy this whole code and put it right below this one. So here I am going to change this x with y. So now I have two counter variables in this workspace of Applab, and I have initialized both of them with this value 0. Okay, let's now define the code for this button 1. For that we need to come on this UI control section, and we can make use of this uneven block first. So I'm placing it right below this second line of code. Okay, let's convert it into block based coding. From this drop down over here, I am going to select 1 because right now I am defining the code for this button 1. Now what should happen when the user will hit this button 1? That's what we need to define the code for inside this uneven block. Let's convert it into text based coding. Okay, so let's make use of this if loop, which you can easily find in this control section of the toolbox, and place it inside this uneven block. So if x is equal to 0, what should happen? I would like x to become 1. Okay, and if it is not so, then I would like to check the value of y, whether it is equal to 0 or not. If it is equal to 0, then it should become equal to 1. Right, that's what I would like to happen. Now let's run this code and see what are we going to get as an output. So I am going to use this watcher section for checking out the values of x and y. Let's set this button 1 and see what are we going to get. So as you can see, the value of x is 1. The value of x has changed from 0 to 1. Right. Now when you will hit this 1 again, the value of y is going to change from 0 to 1. Why? Because this condition is not true when x is equals to 1. So that is the reason the compiler executed this part for us. Right, let's reset this app. Now I'm going to define the same code for this button, the ID of which is 2. So let's copy this whole code and put it right below this first code. Okay, now I'm going to replace the ID of this uneven block with 2. So when the user will hit this button with ID 2, these are the two conditions which are going to be checked by the compiler. So if x is equal to 0, then it should become 2. Else if y is equal to 0, then y should become equal to 2. Right. Now let's define the code for this plus button. So as soon as the user will hit this plus button, I would like to see the sum of the values which are there in these two variables, x and y, should get reflected over here in this input box. So for doing that, we can come on this UI control section and let's make use of this uneven block, and I'm going to put it right in the bottom in this workspace. So the ID of this button is add. Let's change the ID to add first. When the user will hit this add button, what should happen? I would like to see the sum of the values of x and y to get reflected over here in this input box, right? So for doing that, we can make use of the set number property, because we are trying to set the number for this input box. So you can find that set number property very easily in this UI control section. This is the one which we are going to make use of. Now the ID of this component is input. So we need to replace this ID over here with the ID of the input box we have on the screen right on the top. Now here I would like to see I would like to define a code which can calculate for us the sum of the values of x and y. So for that, we can make use of the blocks available in the math section of the toolbox. So here you can find this concatenation operator, which is going to help us in finding out the sum of the values of x and y. So before this concatenation operator, I'm going to write x, and after this I am going to write down y. Now let's see whether we'll be able to get the required output with this line of code over here in this input box or not. So let's run this app. Now I'm going to hit this button 1. So right now the value of x is equals to 1, and if I will hit 2, the value of y is going to become 2. It is not going to affect the value of x. Let's hit this plus button. So I'm able to see the sum of both these numbers getting reflected in this input box. Right? Let's reset this app. Now I'm going to define the code for these buttons also. So let's copy this whole code and I'm going to put it right below this code I've defined for button 2. Let's make the required changes over here in this code. So I'm going to change all the 2's with 3's. Let's repeat the same thing for button 4, and here I am going to change this 2 with 4. Then this is for button 5 that I am defining at present in this workspace. So if the user will press button 5, the value of x or y will change to 5. Same code we are going to define for button 6 also. So we are left with only three buttons now. 7, this is for button 7. Then this one is for button 8. I need to change all the 2's with 8, and okay, I think we are left with 2 more buttons. So this is for 9, and finally this is for 10. Sorry, this is for 0. Okay, now let's see whether what are we going to get with the help of these codes which we have defined over here in this workspace of Applab. Let's run this app. Now, if I need to find out the sum of 4 and 5, I need to hit this 4, then I need to hit this 5. When you'll hit this plus button, we'll be able to get the sum over here in this input box, right? Let's reset this app. Now I am going to hit 7, and let's check out whether we'll be able to find out the sum of 7 and 8 or not. 7, 8 plus. Yes, I am able to get the sum of these two numbers over here in this input box. So this app is working perfectly fine. Now if you want to reset this app at any point of time, what you can do, you can hit this button AC over here. As soon as the user will hit this AC button, I would like the values of X and Y to change from something to 0. So for doing that, we can make use of this on even block, which is there in the toolbox, and let's place it over here. The ID of this button is AC. So let's replace this ID with AC. Now when the user will hit this AC button, I would like the values of X and Y to go 0. Okay, let's see what are the changes we are going to get with the help of this code we have defined over here. Let's run this app now. So if you want to find out the sum of suppose 5 and 8, so let's set this 5 first. So as you can see, the value of X is now 5, and when you will hit 8, the value of Y is going to change to 8. Now let's set this plus button. So we are able to see the sum of 5 and 8 getting reflected over here. Right, let's now hit this AC button and see what is going to happen. So as you can see, the values of X and Y have got changed to 0 now. And now you can again find out the sum of two different numbers. Let's say if you want to find out the sum of 7 and 9. So you can do it like this. See, I am able to see the sum of 7 and 9 getting reflected here in this input box. And now if you want to reset this app at any point of time, you can hit this AC button for resetting the app. Right. Now the only thing which is looking odd is this number over here. So as soon as the user will hit this AC button, I would like everything, whatever is getting reflected in the input box, to go disappear. So for doing that, we can come inside this on even block and we can make use of this set number property. Okay, and the idea of this input box is input, and let's leave it blank like this. Right, now when you'll run this app, if I'll hit this AC button, so everything, whatever is there in this input box will go disappear, and the values of X and Y are also going to change to 0. Fine, let's reset this app now. While the app is in running mode, if the user will hit this one button, then I would like to see that one getting reflected over here in this input box. If he hits this button 2, I would like to see that 2 getting reflected over here in this input box. So how can we make that happen? So for doing that, we can add a single line of code in all these uneven blocks we have defined for these buttons over here. So I'm going to add the code here in this uneven block first, which I have defined for this button 1. So set number. Now if the user will hit button 1. I would like to see 1 getting reflected here in this input box. Let's see whether we'll be able to achieve the required output with this line of code or not. So see, I'm able to get the output over here, right? Similarly, we can do the same thing for the other on event blocks also. So for this button 2, I would like to see 2 getting reflected in the input box. Similarly, for this button 3, I would like to see 3 getting reflected in this input box, and so on, right? So this way you can make it more interactive for the user, right? Now if the user will press any of these buttons, he will be able to see that number getting reflected in the input box, right? Okay, so we are almost done. Fine. Now let's define the code for these 3 buttons also. So for doing that, I am going to copy this code which I have used, which I have defined in this workspace for calculating the sum of the values of x and y. Now I'm going to place it right over here. Let's replace this with the ID of this component, which is divide. So when the user will hit this divide button, I would like to see the quotient which we are going to get after the value of this x will be divided by the value of y. So that's how we can find it, right? Similarly, we can define the code for this multiplication button also. So let's replace the ID first. Okay, and now I'm going to change this symbol to asterisk. So this is the operator with which we can find out the product of 2 numbers on this JavaScript platform. Similarly, if you want to find out the difference, we need to first replace the ID with the ID of this button, and then we can replace the asterisk sign with this minus sign. Let's see whether we'll be able to get the required output now or not. So I'm going to run this app. Let's hit this 1. Okay, now let's hit this 9. And now I'm going to find out the difference of these 2 numbers. So for doing that, I need to hit this minus sign. So as you can see, that difference is getting reflected over here in this input box. Okay, let's reset this app. 9, 8 division. Okay, so if you'll divide 9 by 8, you will get this. Fine, so this code, the code which we defined for this button is also working fine. Okay, let's find out the product of 5 and 6. So for that, I need to initialize x and y with 5 and 6 first, and let's set this multiplication operator over here. So we are able to find out the product also of 2 numbers. So that's how you can develop a beautiful calculator app in the Applab on code.org. Hope you guys enjoyed this lecture. Do like and share this video, and thank you very much for watching this video. Have a great day. Bye bye.